Yo, what is going on, Niner fans? Let us go. We got a win today against the Las Vegas Raiders. You know what? It's preseason, but it feels good to win, man. We get a victory Sunday tomorrow. Okay, baby. So much to talk about, so much to do. Man, what a game, huh? What a game. What a game. I was on the edge of my seat, man. Jake Moody, you know what? 5 for 6 in field goals, hits a game-winning 59-yard field goal. We almost lost. Oh, what a game. It was fun, man. We beat the Raiders in their stadium. It was like all packed with red. It was like a home game for the Niners. So many Niner fans there. But let me tell you, Chase Lucas, Nick Martin, there's so much to talk about. This game was out of control, man. But got the man of the hour is Jake Moody, and Kyle Shanahan said he kicked his ass off for us. He missed he missed a 50-yarder early in the game, and it was wide left, and everybody was mad. There was the fan flipping him off. People were pissed off. Oh, my God. And then George Kittle goes to the sideline. He talked him up, and then guess what he did after that? He made every single kick after that. Game winner, ice in his veins. You got to give him credit. That was a huge confidence builder for Jake Moody, man. Huge confidence builder. The defense played tough. Guys like Chase Lucas, he's the preseason king, man. Preseason king. Crown that man. Chase Lucas. And then Mahoney makes an unbelievable safety. Nick Martin, last week, Nick Martin was looking like not good out there. He was looking, I don't want to say trash, but he was just too aggressive. I said he needed to slow down. He needed to figure it out. He needed to get his bearings under. Today, Nick Martin, he did it, baby. Nick Martin crushed it, man. He was absolutely on point today. And, man, unbelievable. It's, let me see what Nick Martin's his stats. I posted up. I mean, what a game, dude. There were some bad stuff. We'll talk about that, too. Obviously, there's bad news in this game, but injuries. Look, Nick Martin, 6 tackles. 5 of them were solo, 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss. This was the guy that made a huge improvement. He made the biggest improvement from week 1 to week 2. Marquise Seigel was still making big plays. I look at that rookie. A lot of rookies didn't play today, but the guys that played were great. There was some bad news today, injury news. You had, oh, man, who got injured? Corey Kiner, high ankle sprain, is expected to be out multiple weeks. Patrick Taylor dislocated his shoulder. He'll be out a couple of weeks. And Dominic Pooney has a possible PCL injury and might miss a few weeks, according to Kyle Shanahan. So those are bad injuries. You hate to see it, but hey, 49ers, they won the game. They figured it out, but it's preseason. These injuries definitely are worrisome. But what was not worrisome is Brock Purdy. He looked great. Was he 6 for 6 or was he 6 for 7? He was 5 for 7. Sorry, he's 5 for 7, 66 yards. Him and Ricky Pearsall. I mean, that connection is going to be good. I feel like Ricky Pearsall was probably going to Ricky Pearsall might lead this team in targets, is basically what I'm saying. But I don't know. If he's healthy, he might be a very, very just unbelievable player. You know what I mean? So he might be a very, very, very big player for the 49ers. Sorry, I was just looking at stuff on the timeline. Yeah, one bad. There were some good, some bad. Ashton Genty, that guy's a monster. He trucked Dion Lenore. Brock Bowers trucked. He mossed Tig Jair Brown. Jair Brown, I don't know how I feel about him. He's still, work in progress. I just don't know. I don't think I see him as a starter. Malik Mustafa, when he comes back, that's his job. Jace Pinnock, hopefully he comes back. He's been dealing with some knee issues. But Marquise Seigel, remember the name. He's going to become a starter for this team. Absolutely going to be a starter for this team. Unbelievable. That guy's so good. Man. But the running back situation, not looking great. You got Christian McCaffrey, right? He's healthy, but he's coming off a massive year where he was hurt last year, right? PCL and the bilateral Achilles tendonitis. And then you got Isaac Guerrero. He has a dislocated shoulder. Corey Kiner, high ankle sprain. Patrick Taylor, dislocated shoulder. You have Keyshawn Vaughn and Jeff Wilson Jr. are your healthy running backs. Jeff Wilson Jr., let's talk about him. He got a touchdown picked up right where he left off with the 49ers. I really liked what I saw out of Jeff Wilson. This guy, it was like nostalgic watching him run. I was like, okay, Jeff Wilson still got it. I love Jeff Wilson. He's going to mess around and make this roster because of all the injuries, and he knows the system. And it was a great, smart signing to get Jeffrey Wilson. So, yeah, El Jefe, I love him, man. Enrique says the Pooney injury sucks. Yeah, it's Jeff Wilson's season. We need a Lucas highlight reel. Yeah, we definitely do. El Jefe is going to go crazy this year with all the injuries. I agree with that, Lionel. Just won, baby. We just won. Raymond says Jair hasn't made any impact lately. He hasn't, right? I don't know. I hate to say it, but he just definitely not. He's not that guy. He's not that guy. I'm going to post this. Chase Lucas posted his the guy's dope, dude. Chase Lucas, man. Love that guy. Chase Lucas. Yeah, Chase Lucas posted his interception game ball on his IG story. I like it, man. I love Chase Lucas. That guy has been the preseason king. You know what I mean? Like, I love him. Let's talk about the quarterbacks. I thought Mac Jones was really good. I know he threw the interception. That was a great diving interception by Chin, whatever. But Mac looks very comfortable in this offense. I know he threw the pick, but he led this team down multiple drives. I really like what I've seen out of him. I feel confident with him if he has to come in. Carter Bradley, redemption game today. Carter Bradley played so much better today. When I was in person last week watching him, it gave me a headache. I was so sick to my stomach, but I didn't mind watching Carter Bradley. He was making some throws, had a beautiful pass to Chosen Anderson. There was another one where he almost threw a touchdown to him, but Chosen could hold on to it. He was working hard to make this roster. T.O.'s son, Tariq Owens, made a beautiful catch. That was his first catch in the NFL. It was crazy. I didn't know it was his first catch in the NFL, although it's preseason, so it doesn't necessarily count, but cool to see that. He got posted on IG, T.O.'s son. It's a pretty cool moment for him, but quarterbacks played great. Like I said, Brock Purdy looked fantastic. Ricky Pearsall looked unbelievable. Another guy I really liked was Demarcus Robinson. I felt that Demarcus Robinson, he's just been consistent this year for the 49ers. I'm excited to see him in this offense. He gets open, he catches the ball, and he moves the chains. I really like Demarcus Robinson. He was great in training camp, and he's been great in the preseason. He gets whatever is thrown to him, and there's no issues. So, I'm him. Give me my effing flowers, says Jake Moody. Jake Moody, gotta give you your flowers, man. We were sick when he missed that 50-yard. I mean, it was bad. Like when the guy flipped off Jake Moody in the crowd, that's how everybody felt. And then again, redeemed himself, man. Dub City, says VZ. I know. David says the Niners getting the injury bug. The Niners injury bug it's brutal, man. Those injuries are really horrible. It's like every single game. It's like you win, but at what cost? What cost, man? What cost? That's the worst part of this season so far is injuries. I don't know, man. That's the worst thing. 49ers have to be able to hold on tight with all these injuries, man. They got an easy schedule, but injuries are going to be their worst enemy. So Jake Moody says, Carroll tried to ice me, but instead put ice in my veins. Did you see that? They fucking iced the kicker in a preseason game. Jake Moody says, you know what? I'm him. 59 yards. I'm giving Jake all the flowers in the world. 59 yards. It was a roller coaster of a game. I was stressed out every time I saw Jake. I was just like, when he made that kick, I was like, oh my God, 59 yards. Did you see the team? Like, they were hyping him up. Oh my God, Jake Moody. Unbelievable, man. That was crazy. Rob says an injury bug. We got an injury elephant. Yeah, he did. We do an injury elephant, more like it. D Winters says Francisco 64. D Winters, man, I'm telling you, this guy is the real deal. Making some nasty hits. I love what I've seen out of D Winters in training camp, and he's playing great in preseason. D Winters, Nick Martin, Fred Warner, linebackers are always good for the 49ers. You can count on that. You got to love it, man. That was fantastic. So, D Winters, again, made big plays. Just, you got to love it, man. But there was, again, the issues with this team is the fact that they have just injuries derailing them. You know what I mean? That is the worst part of this team. But let's go over. So, of course, Marquise Seigel, he made some big plays. D Winters. Jake Moody was up and down, but he ended up 5 for 6. I talked about Ricky Pearsall. He was he had 3 catches, Out of 4 targets, he had 42 yards. This was in the first quarter, in the first drive. Stock is rising for Ricky Pearsall. Him and Brock Purdy were just on another one today. One cool thing this morning was Brandon Ayuk was running some routes out there, playing warm-up with Brock Purdy. So I like what I see on Brandon Ayuk. They say midseason, week 6, but I'm encouraged by what I saw out of Brandon Ayuk this morning. One thing this earlier today was reported, and we saw it. 5 of the 49ers' top 7 draft picks did not play today. Michael Williams, hyperextended knee. Upton Stout, calf injury. CJ Wist, hyperextended knee. Jordan Watkins has the high ankle sprain, and the Jordan James with the broke finger. The 49ers have all these guys there. Look at how good this team could be. So I'm optimistic because we do have a lot of good young players, and when they come back, it's going to really help us. This team has some legit good young players. Nick Martin, again, was just great, and Marquise Seigel, man. You just can't talk about how good this team has really built with this young team. We talked about Jeff Wilson Jr. The guy comes in, picks up the offense. It's like he never left. And I'm happy that we signed Jeff Wilson Jr. because at the end of the day, there's a ton of injuries, and at least we have a guy that we trust. And he looked very comfortable in this offense, as he should, right? We talked about Nick Martin, man. That guy was amazing. There was another guy, Trevis Gibson. They signed him this week. He's an edge rusher. I don't know if they're going to keep him on this team, but at least he looks like he could be a guy that makes the practice squad. He showcased some flashes in training camp, and he showcased some flashes in this game. He did pick up a sack. So Chase Lucas, again, just everywhere. Chase Lucas, man, interception early in the game. He also got a big-time sack in the game. Like, Chase Lucas is him, man. I think he's definitely making the 53-man roster. If you didn't think Chase Lucas was making the roster before today, he locked it. In my opinion, Chase Lucas is an absolute roster lock. It's a great story. The man was on the practice squad last year, and now Chase Lucas is going to make this 53-man roster as a backup nickel or maybe starter, man, because Upton Stout's dealing with the calf injury. Chase Lucas is the dog, man. I love it, man. I love what I've seen out of the guy. Robbie Chosen, he's playing hard. I don't know if Robbie Chosen makes this roster, but I really appreciate how hard he's working to try and make this roster. You got to give him credit. Jake Tongas, nice catch from Carter Bradley. I think Jake Tongas is trying to really solidify himself on the roster. So it's interesting. And at the end of the day, there's a lot of people just fighting for that roster. Next week's game is going to be interesting with these roster battles. But again, first team, it was really nice to see Brock Purdy, man. It was good to see him, and he looked absolutely elite. And one thing I noticed with Brock Purdy today was he was moving a lot of mobility. He was running and throwing on the run, and I didn't have Trent Williams. And I expect when this team has Trent Williams, he's going to have time to run and gun and throw it, and Pearsall and Kittle, and this offense might be nice. Might be nicer than we expect, because a lot of people are, they don't have a receiver, they don't have this, they don't have that. The Niners going to be good offense as long as they can keep Brock Purdy upright. And if, Mac Jones has to come in for a few games, I feel confident that he could run this offense. Even he was mobile. You know what I mean? So what's up, Renee? I don't know. At the end of the day, I know a lot of people in the chat are throwing shade at Jake Moody, Jake Poopy, Jake Cut Moody, but you can't hate on him. Today, he knocked down 5 out of 6 field goals. He was the reason they won. At the end of the day, it was entertaining. Like, yeah, it was stressful. I don't know if I trust him in the regular season, but, I mean, this was a huge confidence builder. If he can just continue to make those kicks like he did today, and he missed one from 50, but the 59-yarder was money, and I think this was a huge, huge, huge confidence builder. But it is definitely a roller coaster ride watching Jake Moody out there. It was, I mean, earlier in the game, people were holding their breath, and then they were flipping him off, and then it was like boom, boom, boom. I don't know what to tell you. It's tough. It's crazy watching Jake Moody. So Raymond says the aggressiveness on defense shows how much we needed solid. Yeah, the Niners are blitzing. They're bringing a lot of pressure. I really think that Robert Saleh is going to fix a lot of the issues we had last year. I could see a lot of improvements already in the preseason. Even these backups are playing with so much aggressiveness. Like I said, D. Winters, Nick Martin just running everywhere. Nick Martin was flying today like Superman. I'm going to tell you, he was like Superman. D. Winters dropping the hit on people, dropping the boom. This team is very aggressive, and that is going to make teams frustrated. When you're playing a team and they're like frustrated, like up in your face, and they're hitting you, and they're making you frustrated, it's going to make it tough for other teams to want to play us. You're going to be like, oh God, we got to go out there against this unit. And that's what the 49ers need. They need to be bullies. Last year, they were pushed around. They were bullied. You know what I mean? Fred Warner he's great, but he was playing on a bad ankle. Nick Bosa missed time, and this team had no, they didn't have an edge. They didn't have that dog in them. You know, Deontay Lenore, he did, but he couldn't do everything. And I feel like they just lack that dog. And this year, they got that dog meter. I know, throwing analytics out the window. We talking about that dog in them. Yeah. Media says people are already hating on Martin last week. Yeah, I talked about it. How, last week he looked cheeks, but he made the biggest improvement on the 49ers this week. From week 1 to week 2 in preseason, Nick Martin absolutely made huge improvement. And that's what it is. These young guys are going to go through ups and downs. And that's what I've said all offseason. You're going to have guys that are going through rookie spells. They're going to go through some adversity, some growing pains. They're not perfect. Nick Martin missed a lot of football last year because he had an MCL injury. He's trying to get back. He was eager. He was hungry. He has the dog in him. You just got to kind of control that dog in him and balance it out. And today he played a lot more mellow and zoned out. And he was still aggressive, but you could tell he was like reined in. It's like Robert Saleh had reined him in a little bit. So it was nice. He needs to clean up the missed tackles. Yeah, exactly. He just needs to clean it up a little bit, rein it in. Just don't be too hyped up because you're a rookie. You're excited. I love it. I love the enthusiasm, but just rein it in a little. And he did that. So make sure to smash that like button. Yes, sir. Nick Martin stopped the pajama. I liked it. I love his little dog slippers. The dog slippers is why he had that. At this point, he needs to always come out with the dog slippers. Nick Martin needs to play like that dog that he came out like today. So Nick Martin might have been nervous last week, says media. I think that could be. Bro, Genti ran over Demo, says VZ. He ran that boy up. I'm not gonna lie to you. Genti chucked him up. I was like, not my boy Demo. MSQ says, can you testify that I've been hyping Moody up since you have? This is Jake Moody's #1 fan. Might be his agent. MSQ is the unheralded. He is the #1 Jake Moody fan. If any of you guys say that you're a bigger Jake Moody fan than MSQ, I will argue you and tell you are wrong, because MSQ has been sticking up for Jake Moody since day one. Anytime I've said anything bad, he counters back, and I respect it. He loves Jake Moody, and I respect him for it. He's been calling it from day one. So I can't hate on him. I can't hate on him. Siegel got the stop on Genti. I love what I see out of Marquise Siegel, man. That guy's a playmaker. Good open field tackle. He made a tackle in open field. You know how many missed open field tackles we would have made last year? 49ers media says, I know I'm a bigger Jake Moody fan. I don't know, man. 49ers media want to bet against me because I told them that Greg Joseph was going to win the kicker competition. Unbelievable. Siegel got the stop on Genti. Yeah, we talked about that. Bryant Culp, #1 Moody fan. Got to wait for regular season. Renee says the team overall played better today. I like Mac Jones for backup. Verdict still out on Moody. The team did play a lot better today. Mac Jones, great. I think Mac Jones is the best backup quarterback we've had in a long time. I think he's better than Sam Darnold. I really love what he does with this offense. I feel like he's very comfortable. I know he threw a pick last week and he threw a pick this week, but you make those mistakes. You learn from them. You dust it off. I'm okay with those interceptions. It's preseason, but he's moved the ball very, very well down the field, and he's made good decisions. He seems very comfortable in the offense. I like what I see overall. Can't hate on it. Appreciate the love, no doubt. MSQ, I see you always showing us love on the show with Larry, and I see you always in my chat. So appreciate you. Appreciate everybody in here always. Louis says, I don't like how Chosen run routes. It's a little different. He's still got something in him. I know he's older, but he's not a bad veteran. I think Chosen has a chance to maybe make that last roster spot, depending on the injuries, but I don't think he will. I think he's going to, I don't know if we keep him on the practice squad, but I do appreciate Chosen, how hard he's working. He really is working hard, man. You at least, he's turned himself around and he's working hard, man. Gotta love it. You absolutely just gotta love his work ethic. Again, he may not be the best guy out there. A lot of people laughed at him when they signed him, but he's out there working hard, man. I wish he would have caught that touchdown because Carter Bradley had him. Beautiful Carter Bradley redemption game today. He had him in the end zone, and he just couldn't reel it in. If Chosen makes that touchdown catch, that's a huge huge roster builder for him. I don't think he makes it ultimately. He looks goofy, but if he makes plays, who cares? He looks goofy, says Chelsea. I mean, he was running a little slow, but he is older. He was zooming up the field, but I feel like 4 years ago, he would have pushed those Jets up and maybe scored a touchdown. You could tell he is a little slower, but hey, man, at the end of the day, Niners won. It was a collection of so many players putting their hearts together. And again, it's preseason. You don't really necessarily need to win these games, but it's fun for the fans. The fans flew to Vegas. It was a crazy I know people that were out there partying. They were going crazy. So shout out to the Gold Rush Tour and everybody that threw all these parties for preseason game, and they ended up enjoying a victory. Like the 49ers didn't make that late push, it would have ended up tying or losing. You don't want to lose to the Raiders. You don't want to tie to the Raiders, because at the end of the day, the Raiders would have like smeared this in our face. Oh, yeah, the Raiders. No, Niners win, and they can't say nothing about it. And at the end of the day, if they talk any trash, so guess what? Niners, they made you hold that L. So good stuff. A lot of red in the stands. It was a home game. I knew a lot of people out there, and they said it was a sea of red. Julius Callaway says, who got that picked? It was Jalen Mahoney, the safety. Bro, what a nice interception. Chase Lucas got the sack before, and then Mahoney gets the interception. Beautiful play, man. Great play. Again, and that's what someone said in the comments, the aggressiveness of Robert Saleh's defense. That is exactly what that exhibited, was an aggressive defense. This defense is coming at you. They're flying. They're putting pressure. They're going, attacking the quarterback. They're blitzing the safeties. They're doing a lot of stunts. And that's going to lead to turnovers. The 49ers were terrible at getting turnovers last year. This year, 49ers are going to be opportunistic on defense. They're going to crash the quarterback. They're just going to put a lot of pressure. And that is hopefully going to increase their turnover rate, which they need. You need to put the ball in your team's offensive hands. You need to take it away from the defense, for the other team with your defense. You have to turn the ball over. Niners were getting turnovers. And then their defense got tired. Robert Saleh's fixing it, man. Nick Sorensen, he didn't know he probably couldn't spell turnover. Hate to say it. Gotta love sideline Saleh, baby. And then I Am Susie says, I'll take any win over Pete Carroll. That part. I'll take any win over that chump Pete Carroll. Felt good. Love the intensity. Backs up Sir Show and says, David, absolutely. 49ers media says, Lucas better make this damn team. He better make this team. If he doesn't make this team, we are rioting. But I think Chase Lucas solidified his spot on the roster tonight. Anyways, that's it for now. I'm going to hop on Instagram a little later. What a game. Niners get the dub over the Raiders. Comeback, Jake Moody. Woo! 59-yard field goal for the dub. Niners win. 1-1 in the preseason. Next week against the Chargers here at Levi Stadium. We'll see you next time. I love you. We got the updates. If you missed it, let's go real quick. Recap the injuries. Dominic Pooney, possible PCL injury. He's going to miss a couple weeks. We had Patrick Taylor suffered a dislocated shoulder, out a couple weeks. And Corey Kiner, running back, has a high ankle sprain, and he will miss, you guessed it, a couple of weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, and they'll all be back. You guys have a good rest of your night. I'm going to take a couple of breaks, and I'll run it back on Instagram. I love you guys. Have a good rest of your night. Peace.